Alright, just going to take a quick look at this Callisto Protocol game. Some of you have probably already seen this, but I kind of hadn't. It flew under the radar for me. I don't really follow new games. I don't really follow all the new games, I guess. I had certainly heard of it, but I didn't really know anything about it. But I recently bought a new graphics card, AMD Radeon RX 6750 XT. And it came with 2 free games. I didn't know that when I bought the card. I bought the card, and then a few days later, I had saw a couple ads on Facebook saying, buy select AMD Radeon cards and get 2 free games. And I was like, oh, wait a minute. Really? So yeah, had to jump through some hoops, get some codes from basically the place I bought the card from. Gives me a code, and then I use that code on their website, and then that gives me another code that I have to go use on AMD's. It's like my AMD rewards website, and then you sign in, and you got to install this program, the AMD. I think it was called like the AMD hardware verification tool. You got to install a program. So basically, the program's checking like, yes, you actually own this card. You didn't just buy the card and then sell it, not put the card in your system, and then you're gonna take the games, and then the guy that you sold the card to can't get the games. And that's normal. Way back when, there was one time when I bought an NVIDIA card. I think it was a 9600 GT, and it came with. It was around that time, anyways, because it came with World at War, that Call of Duty game that was. I think it was World War II. But yeah, same idea. I had to install this NVIDIA program to prove I had the graphics card in my machine. You don't have to keep the program installed. You can install it, get through the activation, and then uninstall it. It doesn't really care afterwards, but ultimately what it did was it just had me log into my Steam account, and then it added the game to my Steam account. So I went and opened Steam, and there was the game, ready to install. So here we are. I understand this game didn't get maybe the greatest reviews. I think there was a lot of anticipation around this game, which again, from my point of view, I didn't even know. Like, I had no idea about this game until after it came out, and even then it's like I just heard about it. I didn't really know anything about it, but apparently a lot of people were looking forward to this game, and maybe it didn't live up to the hype or the expectations, which is often the case. But from my point of view, I didn't know anything about the game, and I got it for free, so I can't really complain. It's a good looking game. It's like a third person sort of action survival horror, space horror game. Obviously, a lot of comparisons to the Dead Space games. I think if you like the Resident Evil REmake games, you'll probably like this, and that's kind of where I got into it thinking. But yeah, it's a great looking game. It has a pretty simple combat system, and I'm playing it on easy, so I wasn't sure what I was getting into with this game's combat system, so I thought, okay, I'm just going to play it on easy. So for me, it's not much of a survival horror game. Ammo and health and stuff like that so far has been plentiful. I'm always picking up health, and I don't even think I've died yet. So yeah, it's easy because I'm playing it on easy. I was gonna say, easy's too easy. No, easy is easy. We're playing it on easy, so I'm not really getting the survival horror vibe from it, because you just constantly have ammo and health coming at you. But that said, like I said, it's a good looking game. Just enjoy it for the storyline. Go through it. People complained, I guess it's not that long, but I don't know. Resident Evil games have been getting longer and longer, but if you go back to the first 2 Resident Evil games, or the first 3, they were only. You could beat the first Resident Evil game in 4 hours. I think you can beat it in under 3 if you know what you're doing. And then they got kind of longer and longer. So now your average Resident Evil game is 12 hours, maybe 10 10 to 12 hours the first time you're playing it, and then you can probably beat it in like 6 to 8 if you know what you're doing. But yeah, I don't know how long this game is. I'm really just getting into it. I'm not that far. But I wanted to take a quick look at it. It's a good looking game, and honestly, again, I can't complain. I got it for free, but if you don't want to pay full price for it, I would say that's fair. Wait for it to go on sale. They're already giving it away free, and if the game was a super hit and it was selling at full price, it probably wouldn't have been one of the games that they gave you for free. That's one way to look at it. Finally is the benchmark at the end here. This is the first part of the game I saw, because as soon as I got into the game, I ran the benchmark first. And yeah, I gotta say, it looks pretty creepy. I was kind of creeped out just by the benchmark. I'm running it at native 1440p, no FSR, and on the high preset. So I just left it at 1440p, put it on high, let her go. As you can see, we got 94 frames per second, which seems pretty high to me, but yet it's recommending that we turn FSR 2 on to performance mode, which doesn't make sense to me, because FSR has like quality mode, balance mode, performance mode. Performance mode would be the worst looking one, but it would give you the most like frame rate increase. We're already running at 94 frames per second. You would think, if anything, I might want to put it on FSR quality, because that still looks really good, and your frame rate would go up a little bit. I'd probably be in the 110s or something. And then maybe someone might want to put it on balanced if they want the game to run over 120 all the time, but like putting it on performance, no, you sacrifice too much visual quality putting it on performance when the game's already running at 94 frames per second. So I'm not really sure why it recommended that, if that was really normal that it would recommend that at 94 frames per second, or if that was just like a glitch. But yeah, anyways, like I said, the game looks alright, and there's some fun to be had here, and maybe it's kind of generic or it didn't live up to the hype, but it's a decent game if you can get it on sale, I would say. And you like the Resident Evil style, the remake style Resident Evil games. Anyways, guys, that's it. See you later.